Hello everyone. I'm Golden Ashley. I'm here to present network security attacks in ad hoc and wireless sensor networks. So on completion of this video, students will be able to explain what is network security attacks and how it works. So network security attacks. So wireless networks are vulnerable to security attacks due to the broadcast nature of the transmission medium. Furthermore, WSN have an additional vulnerability because nodes are often placed in a hostile or dangerous environment where they are not physically protected. For a large scale sensor network, it is impractical to monitor and protect each individual sensor from physical or logical attack. So attackers may devise different types of security attacks to make the WSN system unstable. So network security attacks. Outside attacks are defined as attacks from nodes which do not belong to WSN. Inside attacks have one legitimate nodes of an WSN behave in unintended or unauthorized ways. So here we have two types of attacks. So passive versus active attacks, and mode class versus laptop class attacks. So first one, passive versus active. In here, passive attacks include eavesdropping on or monitoring package exchanges within a WSN. Then active attacks involves some modifications of the data stream or the creation of the false stream. Mode class versus laptop class attacks. So in mode class attacks, an adversary attacks WSN by using few modes with similar capabilities to the network nodes. So in laptop class attacks, an adversary can use more powerful devices, example laptop, to attack a WSN. So these devices have a greater transmission range, processing power, and energy serves than the network nodes. Then attacks on information in transit. So in sensor networks, a sensor monitor the exchanges of a specific parameter or values and a report to the sync according to the requirements. While sending the report, the information in transit may be attacked to provide wrong information to the base station or sync. So the attackers are interruption. So interruption or interception, modification, fabrication, or replaying existing messages. So first, interruption, that is a communication link in a sensor network become lost or unavailable. So this operation threatens the service availability. So the main purpose is to launch a denial of service attacks. Then from the layer specific perspective, this is aimed at all layer. Then interception. So interception sensor networks has been compromised by an adversary where the attacker gains unauthorized access to the sensor mode or a data in it. So example of this type of attack is node capture attacks. So this threatens message confidentially. So the main purpose is to eavesdrop on the information carried in the messages. Then modification. Unauthorized party not only access the data but also tampers with it. So this threatens message integrity. The main purpose is to confuse or mislead the parties involved in the communication protocol. So this is usually aimed at the network layer and the application layer because of the richer semantics of these layers. Then fabrication. So an adversary inject false data and compromises the trustworthiness of information. This threatens message authenticity. The main purpose is to confuse or mislead the parties involved in the communication protocol. So this operation can also facilitate a DOS attack by flooding the network. Then replaying existing messages. So this operation threatens the message freshness. The main purpose of this operation is to confuse or mislead the parties involved in the communication protocol that is not time aware. Next one is hot based versus network based. So hot based attack, it is further broken down into the user compromise. This involves compromising the user, often WS. An example, by cheating the user into revealing the information such as password or keys about the sensor nodes. So hardware compromise. This involves tampering with the hardware to extract the program code, data, and keys stored within the sensor node. So the attacker might also attempt to lead its program in the compromised node. Software compromise means this involves the breaking the software running on the sensor node. So chances are the operating system and or the applications running in the sensor node are vulnerable to popular exploits such as buffer overflow. Then the next one is a network based attack. So it has a two orthogonal perspectives, layer specific compromises and protocol specific compromises. This includes all the attacks on information in transit. So apart from that, it also included deviating from protocol. When the attacker is or become an insider of the network, and the attacker has attacker's purpose is not to threaten the service availability, message confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity of the network. So, but to gain an unfair advantages for itself in the usage of the network. The attacker manifests selfish behaviors that deviate from the intended functioning of the protocol. Next is layer wise attacks in wireless sensor networks. Actually, this will explain about the WSN layer wise attack. First one is physical layer. In the physical layer, we have jamming, radio interference, tampering of destructions. In the data, next one is data link layer. In data link layer, we have continuous channel access, exhaustion, collision, unfairness, and interrogation. Then cyber attack. Then network layer. And the third one is network layer. In his Shinkol attack, hello flood, node capture, selective forwarding black hole attack, and wormhole attack. Then spoofed, altered, or replayed routing informations, misdirections, and homing. Then transport layer attacks. In here, flooding, desynchronization attacks. Then last one is application layer attack. In here, overwhelm attack, path based DOS attack, then reprogram attack. That's all. Thanks for listening.